I just saw the Sonic movie and it was freaking awesome from start to finish. There are two post-credit scenes. Stay until the end. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to my reviews on YouTube. This is not it came from Netflix month. This movie won't be on Netflix for quite some time, hopefully. This movie was freaking awesome. The 2020 Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the movie that Watch Mojo said was going to be a joke, was freaking awesome. The best video game movie I've seen in theaters, and that's saying a lot. What did I like about this movie? This movie's hilarious for a PG kids movie. I haven't laughed this hard since Shazam, honestly. And also, I thought the movie just was a lot of fun, very colorful. The direction was not flawless, but the direction was just really, really well done. And this is the kind of movie that I want to see in theaters, guys. Not The Gentleman, not Doolittle fisting a freaking dragon, not freaking bad British movies and boring freaking Oscar bait movies. Not Joker, I'm saying the other ones. This is what I want to see in the theater. A fun nostalgia trip that did better than Rise of Skywalker because of two things. It hit the nostalgia feels because I played the games, and it was a fun story. It was a good plot. It flowed. It wasn't too long or padded out or had stupid jokes that didn't fit. It's a lot of fun, guys. There's nothing that these people can say, these critics can ever say to diminish my fun, the fun factor of this movie. It could have been a lot freaking worse. It could have went with that bad design that we saw last year in the trailer. But this movie delivered a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's higher than Rise of Skywalker. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh my god, because this movie's shorter. It's only an hour and 40 minutes with the end credits. It worked. You know who one of the producers is of this movie? Tim Miller. Yeah, the same guy that did Deadpool. Yeah, he failed with Dark Phoenix, but this movie he produced, well worth it. There are no SJW agendas in this freaking movie. Yay! Ooh, I love that. Yeah, when he's Sonic, every time he runs in the movie, I just had a smile on my face. I'm like, this is the game come to life. And all my friends are going to agree with me when they see this movie. Please see this in the theater, guys. Support good movies. Support movies that are nostalgic for the right reasons. Ben Schwartz did a great job as Sonic's voice. He was charming. He was cute. He was funny. He had a lot of charisma. He really meshed well with the other actors, James Marsden and Tika Sumpter. Beautiful woman, by the way. And yeah, Fandango gave it a 95%. And they said this is the first good video game movie. No, there were some good ones in the past, but this is the best one that was released theatrically in America, in the good old US of A, with no Brits in sight. Oh, thank God. There is a God when it comes to films like this, because they had a bunch of Canadian actors. Speaking of one, I'm going to get to him. But yeah, the Rotten Tomato score, I'm glad it got a fresh. It deserves it. Listen to this synopsis. This is exactly how I feel. I had such an adrenaline rush when I left the theater, and it just was everything I could have hoped for. I wish I had this movie when I was 10 in 1995. That would have been awesome. But the fact that this got even made, and 95% audience score, suck it, Rise of my anus, suck it, because this is how you do it right. You pander to people, to kids, but in a good way, and you have a good story for the adults, and jokes that are funny, and it's short and sweet, and there's no agendas, and there's no British accents. It's freaking heaven. This is this year's Detective Pikachu. Honest to God, this is this year's Pokemon Detective Pikachu. The biggest surprise of 2020. The movie everybody thought would fail, this was a freaking massive, massive hit with audiences. Listen to this. Fittingly fleet and frequently fun, absolutely. Sonic the Hedgehog is a video game inspired adventure the whole family can enjoy. Yeah, eat it, Birds of Prey. You have to change your name because you advertised it wrong and you made it R, so suck it too. Nobody was seeing that movie. And a fine excuse for Jim Carrey to tap into his manic energy that launches his career. Thank you. Jim Carrey finally got back to his freaking roots. His manic. He's just hamming it up and he is having a ball. And I love when an actor is having like that. He's not doing this like Adam Driver in Force Awakens. He's not yelling like freaking Ben Mendelsohn in everything he's in, except for Captain Marvel. That was like the only movie he didn't annoy me in. And he's not like this, like Felicity Jones. That's a nod to Levy because I know he hates her. She's horrible. Like if she was in this movie, she would be like, "Oh my god, a hedgehog." That's interesting. No, there's nobody that's a zombie in this movie. Jim Carrey is so manic, he steals the movie. Him and Sonic are the best parts of the movie. And of course, the visuals and the action, whatever, but they steal the film. They are a perfect duo. And he's way better than Dennis Hopper was in the Mario Brothers movie. I can easily say that. There's a scene where he dances. I'm not going to spoil too much. There's a lot of Easter eggs in the movie from the game. Names drop, the music, some references to the game, and yeah, this is a fun movie. This is exactly what I wanted for a winter movie that the gentleman just did not give me. And if people say this movie's shitty because it's for kids, I'm like, it made a lot of people laugh. Just like Joker, just like Shazam, just like Avengers Endgame. Yeah, you can make a comedy that's for kids and for adults. This obviously worked. There were a lot of kids that were the families. Some annoying people talking, but hey, when I get this on Blu-ray, I'll never have to hear them again. So power to the people. This movie was amazing. Like I love the CGI in the movie. It didn't take me out of it. It didn't look bad. They have the references. They have the rings. You saw that in the trailer, and there has a lot of the colors from the game. Sonic is just a charming character. He's very likable. He's not like Woody Woodpecker from that movie a couple years ago where he's annoying and he's a sociopath. The movie has color and it doesn't run away from it. Fantastic Four, Van Snorstick and freaking Man of Steel and what else? What other movies are afraid of color? The Beauty and the Beast remake. Yeah, this is a CGI character completely, not just his face, the whole freaking body, and he gives a better performance than Dan Stevens did as a CGI Beast. That looked like shit. This looks amazing. Amazeballs. And the story was simple. Sonic is a little kid. I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to spoil too much, but he's a kid in the beginning. They do a flashback. There is a lot of references to other films, but it's done in a way without parroting. But he's a kid, and then he has these rings to go to other places that some owl gives him, and he has to run to our world. But it's not done like the Smurfs or Hop or any of these other stupid movies where they put the live action actors with the character with the cartoons and it looks out of place. Here, it actually works. And also, there's a lot of references to other movies. There's a scene that I'm not kidding, Tevye. If you see this movie, it's taken directly from the movie X Men: Days of Future Past, and both cuts and Apocalypse. It's with Quicksilver. You'll get the reference. There's also a scene taken from like a Fast and the Furious movie, but the cars aren't flying. The cars are not jumping off of freaking roofs or whatever. It's done in a better way. This movie is just they reference what's another movie they reference? Speed. They reference Fast and the Furious, of course, like I said before, and a bunch of other films too. And it works. It's a film that has a bunch of adrenaline in it, and it's not boring. It's fast paced. The action comes fast and quick. There's also a reference to Deadpool because Tim Miller produced it. Yeah, his influence is better than Kathleen Kennedy. I can easily say that without any freaking question. And also, there's a scene like the movie starts kind of like Deadpool did, where they show a scene in the beginning and then they have to rewind the movie. They do that, and it worked, guys. Oh my god, it worked. This movie that was doomed with the first trailer that had the worst design of Sonic ever, and they fixed it, and the movie was saved because of it, and a bunch of other things too, like the good writing and the fun moments and the heartfelt moments. This movie is heartfelt. There's moments where the audiences was awing because again, we care about the characters. Nobody was awing when the hobo had to say she's a Skywalker. Suck it, you're not a Skywalker, and everybody's dead. Here, nobody dies in it. At least I don't think so. There were problems. Neil Madonna was not needed in the movie. You could have cut him out of the film. He's in one scene. I don't know why he's in the opening credits of the post credit scene. He's they mention his name in the post credits, and I'm like, why? He was in the film for like less than 5 minutes. You could have cut him out. There were some side characters here and there you could have cut out. Some of the jokes didn't work, but I'll get to that. But others were hilarious. Anything Jim Carrey was like just doing manically was hilarious. His dancing, his mannerisms, it reminded me of The Mask. And also, he's basically Robotnik in this movie is like Tony Stark if he was on drugs, if he was on speed, literally, because he's like with these gloves that can control the technology. You saw that in the trailer. It's hilarious. Like he's just like office rocker, but it's what I wanted. After sitting through all these god awful Australian and British actors and New Zealand actors that can't act worth a shit, it's good to see a Canadian that has all this energy and just lets it fly. We haven't seen that since The Grinch in the 2000s. Because I don't think Jim Carrey's done this manicisms since the 2000s. He was trying to be more serious and paint and do more darker stuff. But let's face it, he's at his best when he's just loose. Because I just love it. Batman Forever, The Mask, The Grinch, Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar, whatever you want to put it. The guy's just he's just like he's hilarious. Like he's like a live action cartoon, and I love that about Jim Carrey. He just steals the movie. Welcome back, man. I missed you. I missed everything that you did in the 2010s. I'm like the last movie I saw with him in the theater. I did see a movie with him. It was Popper's Penguins. This is way better CGI, way funnier movie, and it doesn't have as much toilet humor. Like I said, there is a lot of references to the cartoon from the '90s and the games, of course, because it's based on the game. They're in a place called Green Hills. That's the first level of the first game. It's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer, and it's very fun. If you have kids, take them to see this. Avoid Birds of Prey. Avoid freaking the Photograph and Fantasy Island. Those are gonna scar them. This movie was a lot of fun. It hit a lot of nostalgia points for me. It made me laugh a lot. The two post credit scenes are very fun. There's a lot more. It's more references to the game, and even the post credit you know end credits look great. It looks like just like the NES. I mean the Sega Genesis games. Excuse me, moi. Yeah, I just love Jim Carrey in the movie. He just made me laugh a lot. I don't think another actor could have pulled this off. Maybe Ryan Reynolds is just not as old as Jim Carrey, but if you want a fun movie that doesn't suck and it's not a reboot, it's in a movie based on a game that we've never seen on the big screen. That's what audiences want now in 2020. Something new or a sequel to a movie that we haven't seen in years done right, not pretending that the other films didn't happen. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Rise of Skywalker and the 2018 Halloween and all you act like and Dark Fate. You act like the originals didn't happen and you're doing your own mythos. No, if you're a sequel, you continue the story. You don't rob from the originals. This movie didn't rob from the games, has a lot of references to it, and it's not a recreation of it. It does it in homage, not stealing. And the references to other films, it worked. And after seeing this again, DC, please make my Flash movie this good, please. I'm only asking for one thing: for the Flash to be done justice. You can do whatever you want with Batman. He looks like Daredevil. I don't care. Wonder Woman is in good hands. Shazam sequel. I can't wait for that as well. But please give me a Flash movie. After seeing this in Shazam, just give it to me. Give it to me right between the eyes. This movie also references Flash because he has a bunch of comics that he reads, and it's the Flash that was in the trailer. Yeah, it made me smile. I want my Flash movie soon, DC. But yeah, awesome freaking movie. One of the best of the year for me. It's in my top 10. No doubt about it. I don't care what kids' movies are coming out this year. Live action wise, this is the best one I've seen. Period. This year. Nothing's going to top it. Live action and CG. Maybe Soul will be really good, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife, you better be awesome because I'm not going to pay for a movie that sucks. We got that with Fembusters a few years ago. Please be good. Please be good. I'm not asking you to be perfect. Just be good. This movie was freaking awesome. I was so shocked at how good it was. And there is even a reference to Shazam. There's a song from Shazam in the movie, and you'll recognize it when you hear it. Old music is the best, man. This year is going to be promising. We had some bumps in the road. Doolittle sucked. The Grudge sucked. The Gentleman sucked. I don't care what critics say, it's crap. Rhythm section sucked, and The Turning, and freaking all these other garbage films. Then we had this, and Bad Boys 3 improved. Yes, you can make good movies in the winter. There's no excuse, Hollywood. Learn from your mistakes. This is what it's all about, man. And it's a movie it's what I needed to see after so many bad movies I saw this year at home, and the one I saw in the theater where I didn't care. I'm like, yeah, this is why I wanted to go to the theater to have fun, be entertained. This was entertaining all the way from beginning to end. I did not cringe or grab my head in embarrassment. No, I was having a blast. Thanks, makers of Sonic. You surprised the hell out of me. This was my face when the movie was over. I hope I don't get copyright for, an image because there's no footage. Look at my face. I looked like I had the time of my life. It wasn't so bad it's good. It was fun. And that's all I can ask for. Thank you, makers of Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. You nailed why we love the character in the games in the first place. Some of the games themselves didn't even do that after the 90s, but this did. It's a love letter to the fans of the game and to audiences that wanted to see a fun movie for kids, which we haven't gotten that in a while since Frozen 2, pretty much. I haven't seen Spies in Disguise, but I'll get to that sometime this year. But that was from last year. Sonic freaking ruled this year. It was awesome. I cannot believe it that it was a good movie, but as good as it was, and it made me laugh a lot. That's more than I could say for Gentlemen. I didn't even smile. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care. The next review won't be as manic, but yeah, go see Sonic the Hedgehog. Dun, 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 dun. See you guys.